Hey you guys, and we're back with the More Life Pod, and today I have a special guest with S on the end. You feel me? So yeah, we're here. Special guest, introduce yourself.
So first off, I'm glad to be here. It's definitely a blessing. My name is Asaad Muhammad. I am one of the CEOs for SIA, which is Success is Attainable. I am also the community chair for Nation Building in Houston. I also am a college student as well and a former independent insurance adjuster.
Period. All them titles. Look at that.
Alrighty. My name is Rafi. Thank you for the invite. I'm also a part of Success is Attainable, SIA as well. I do currently life insurance, and I also do business side hustles. So acquire companies. I own a company called Paramount Acquisitions. So we're working on acquiring our first business. So we buy storage units, we buy apartment complexes, we buy online brands. Basically anything that's recession resistant, we are definitely taking a look into. So
Right. Okay, I like that. So this episode is called Spiritual Hotline. Today we're going to be talking about spiritual warfare, and yeah, let's dive in. So how would you describe spiritual warfare in your own words?
Yeah, so spiritual warfare to me is two opposing forces that are going against each other. One obviously is God and his will, and the other one is the devil and his will and what he wants you to do. And obviously it's about what side am I choosing in this thing that we call life. So the decision that you make is going to determine your place in this life.
Okay, all right. Let's hear your definition.
I would have to say the same. Honestly speaking, spiritual warfare definitely is a battle between good and evil. It's as if in the cartoons, I'm sure a lot of you all used to watch the cartoons where you have the angel on your shoulder, you have the devil on the other shoulder. So the language in which each one is telling you the difference is that they're telling you, because each one of us as individuals have a God in us, and we also have a devil in us as well. So learning how to navigate and analyzing yourself and being able to pay attention to which decision is the best decision for whatever your situation is that you're currently going through definitely is spiritual warfare for me. 100%.
Right, I like that. I wanted to tell y'all some ways, or I'm gonna ask y'all, what do y'all think, how do y'all think that spiritual warfare shows up in like your day-to-day life?
That's a good question. I think it shows up based on your decision making and how you process life day by day.
Okay.
And I think that in order to kind of combat certain urges that you may feel that you want to do, but it's not necessarily good for you, you got to pray. You got to be connected to God. He's the highest source. He's everything. So you have to strive to build that connection with him. And another thing is the people that you hang around is everything. So even my brother right here, Rafi, good people, a good brother, and I know he thinks the same way about me. So just being around people that have that type of energy, that's working towards something, they're ambitious, that's everything. That's everything, and that helps you in this thing that we call spiritual warfare.
Okay.
Yeah, so how do we battle spiritual warfare in our day-to-day is the question, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I would say definitely what Asaad said is the decisions that you make. I would also say constantly the battles that you have within self, because life is a constant it's a constant self-analysis. If you're striving to become the best person that you should be, then part of spiritual warfare is battling what's inside of you. All the outside forces do have a serious impact on you, but what's inside of you is one of the most difficult things to conquer. So spiritual warfare for me on a day-to-day basis is choosing a decision, whether that's going to the gym or deciding to stay in bed. That's also deciding to do the right thing regardless of if it's the quote-unquote coolest thing to do or regardless of how you feel. Doing the right thing regardless of how you feel is definitely for me personally, how I battle spiritual warfare on a day-to-day basis. And for everyone else, I definitely feel, I would emphasize that again, it's definitely internal. Everything it is that you go through, every decision it is, and everyone knows, the decisions of, hey, whether right from wrong or something that comes within you before you make a decision that says, hey, I might want to do this, or hey, I might want to do that, or I have this going on, but I have this going on, which one should I choose, is definitely something that you should do, that you battle within self, I would say, overall.
Okay. So spiritual warfare attacks can look like I would say depression, self-doubt, loss of a family member, your head being filled, I guess like the overthinking and stuff like that. And it can really, I guess, like drown you into like a sunken place, like very terrible. So have you all experienced spiritual warfare, and like what were you going through at that time, and what was going through your head? What were your emotions like at that point?
That's a great question. I definitely been tested by that through loss of family. And when that happened, I think it was like 2016. That was when I lost my grandpa, one of my favorite people ever, and I just felt like I didn't know what to do at that point. I felt like there could have been more times where I reached out to him and things of that nature. It could have been just me being a better man. And in the midst of me trying to figure all that out while I'm dealing with school, I felt like I was just distracting myself, and that's why I wasn't focused. The intentionality wasn't there. It was just, let me just play around, just take my mind off of it, because it didn't seem real to me. And then I should have, done things like therapy, being more vocal to friends and family about it, but I wasn't. And then another thing I could think of was COVID. And that's when I was tested, because I started doing the whole insurance thing. I'm in Dallas, and then I'm hearing about, my friend, Sharif, and he had passed away. And I had just heard about it. So just hearing things like that, but you got to continue to wake up every day like, oh, this is normal. It's normal, but it's not. It's not normal. Like, it's normal as in, people die, everybody got their own time, but it's not normal as like, I just got to wake up and act like,
process it and act like it's not.
And sometimes you don't even got time to process it. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. But I think it gave me insight, and I wouldn't be the person I am today without dealing with those things. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
God dang, brother, you expect me to go after that? I'd say situations that I've dealt with on a spiritual warfare basis. I went through a breakup some years, a couple years ago.
That would do it to you.
I would say that was definitely one of the most challenging times that I've ever had to go through. My boy Asaad was with me. He knew the lady. I'm not gonna say any names or anything like that, but yeah, we don't do that. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. But I would say that was definitely, emotional pain is definitely a serious test of whether you're going to do the right thing or the wrong thing. Because there's two ways. I always tell my people this, there's two ways to react to respond to situations when things happen. You can look at it as, hey, something is happening to me, or you can look at it as, okay, this happened to me and I'm going to do something about it. So a lot of the times, to go back to my my heartbreak, I love this woman, I love this woman with damn near all my heart, and we went through some troubling times, so there were times where I was angry, there were times where I was sad, there were times where really nobody knew, besides a few close friends, exactly what it was that I was going through. So at the house, family didn't really know of anything, so I just had to, go on drives. I ain't gonna lie, I was in my feelings, man. Had to go cry on them drives, man. You know what I'm saying? Put on that Summer Walker and all that, something, a little music, to kind of get through that. But to pull myself out of, I would say it was very depressing. I wouldn't categorize myself as depressed, but it was a very depressing thing. And for anyone who's ever been through serious heartbreaks when you really, really, really love somebody, then you understand how hard it is to take yourself out of that, and how hard it is to constantly persevere and go through life and still do the right things, not take your frustration that you've gone through that breakup on somebody else, to be calm, to be stoic, or to have everything intact mentally, after going through a situation like that. Your heart's pounding, you're thinking about her all the time, you're thinking of all the memories, then you go through life and then something happens that reminds you of her, so
that day you just might cry.
Exactly. And you gotta break down, it can be for me personally, it was words that people would say, some things that she used to say. It could be a smile, it could be anything, that reminded me of the time that I went through. And even still to this day, I still have those things that come up every now and then. But I'm at a point now, because I pulled myself out of that, where I can look at it as, that was an experience. But back then it was very hard it was very hard to overcome. So I would say that's something that I went through, definitely, to that kind of tested me a bit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
Well said.
I think mine would have to be, I could agree with you on a relationship, because that's where the peak of everything started. The peak of the podcast.
Everything.
Everything.
Yep.
But, so I got out of a, relationship, going through like the finding myself phase and depression phase, and he's right, you have those days where it'd be like, dang, like I remember, we used to do this activity, or you said this, or something just crossed your mind. Like, that is real. And I just felt like not only was that happening, but like financially I was going through some trouble. So it's like, okay, my heart broke, I'm broke. Literally, I'm broke.
That's not a good mix.
I can't be heartbroken broke. Okay, I gotta get something.
Gotta give.
So look at that. I got me a job now. Stop playing. Podcast going good, but I felt like I had to pour my energy into something more productive.
100%.
So like I started working out and started my podcast, started trying to get back in school. I feel like sometimes when we are in relationships, we forget about ourselves and stuff like that. So when we get out of those, it's like, okay, I have to refine myself.
Who am I?
Who am I? And I had to go through that process, and I feel like that really helped. Not to say that it was easy, because
we know that.
You be crying, you be sad, or you be mad. I was mad. I was all of them. Yep. But I feel like you can't hold people, I guess, to like a certain expectation, especially if they haven't shown you that they could uphold that. So there's that. But I guess just changing my perspective. What you said, I could look at it as if like something's happening to me. I wouldn't word it exactly how you worded it, but I would say like, something is happening to me, but is it happening to me or is it happening for me? And I had that mindset, and it just shifted everything for me. So I feel like perspective is kind of everything. So let's get to the nitty gritty. I ain't invite you here for nothing.
Let's get to it.
Right. So we got us an artist right here. We ain't gonna say rapper. We not gonna say singer. We're gonna say artiste.
Appreciate that.
Hear me?
Yeah, man.
So let's talk about this. My brother got him a song. He got him some music out. Let's hear about it.
Yeah. So definitely got some music in the works for y'all.
Pause. Where's the energy?
Definitely got some music for y'all. Just been moving low key with it, because I really want it to be something that is different. Because I'm paying attention to like the art scene, where it's going and everything. And it's like, when I attack it the way I want to attack it, I want it to be like, wow, this is a new sound. This is something that is elevating, especially when it comes to R&B, especially when it comes to just hip hop in general, and me, flirting with those two particular types of music. I think that the concepts are important, so I've been focusing on concepts, songwriting, but the art is there. And everybody who's been hearing the newest music that hasn't dropped yet, but it's gonna be dropping, so hold me to that. Hold me to that.
I will.
But everybody's liked it. I've gotten good feedback, and I can't wait to share with y'all the music that I've been working on. It's definitely something to look forward to. So I will say that.
To hear, the final finished product. I just hear songs, here and there. You feel me? But I also want to say, like, I feel like I asked this, but this was last time. So, which one do you like more, rapping or singing?
I like singing more, and I grew up off of that. Like my mom's a singer. I got cousins who sang and all of that, and I fell in love with Michael Jackson's music at an early age. Like I remember Thriller, one of the CDs we had, always play it. I loved Usher, like Let It Burn. I used to sing my heart out to that at 4 or 5 years old. I didn't know what I was doing.
Because black people gonna play that.
But it sounded good. It sounded good. It sounded good. So I would just be singing it, and then I was in plays where I was asked to sing, because I could do that. But then I started falling in love with hip hop at like a later age, when I discovered like really 90s hip hop, Rakim, and NWA and Kendrick and Drake and just all these different rappers. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds like something that's cool, because I was into poetry. And poetry, if you really study it, it's not too far from rap. It's spoken word. So I figured out how to come up with different flows, and I kind of taught myself how to rap based on listening to other rappers do what they do.
Interesting.
I took inspiration from that, and then like it was easy to me at one point. So certain people love rapping Asaad, and then other people love singing Asaad.
Can I tell you which one I like?
Tell me which one you like.
I like rapping Asaad. He talk that shit on that beat. I be like, okay. I like rapping Asaad. Not to say that I don't like singing Asaad.
Yeah.
I like singing Asaad too. That rapping Asaad, boy, you got some. I ain't lying.
You saying it hit different?
It hit different.
I think, and one thing I add to that is because I think it's unexpected. Because a lot of times when people hear me, they think, oh, you just sing. That's what you do. That's what we know you as. But like when I'm rapping, it's like, oh, then and in comparisons I've got, and we talked about this, it'd be like J. Cole, it would be like, oh, he's like a Kendrick. He's like,
y'all, let me tell y'all.
It's different.
He sent me, pause. Let me tell you how I found out about the song. So he sent this song, is called Talk Again, to another one of my friends. He had played it on the store. I'm like, oh.
Shout out to them.
You know what? I gotta go ahead and hit a song up and say, I need that. That's in my playlist for sure.
That's the bro.
So I had ended up, hitting him. I'm like, I need that. I seen that on, shout out Ishmael. I seen that on
Shout out Ish.
And I was like, I need that. So he sent it to me. Y'all, it was on a Sunday. I got to listening to this song. Y'all, I was jamming it to and from church. Okay, that's how you know it's that good. Like, you ain't gotta listen to the church music.
Appreciate it.
Listen to that music and it still hit on a Sunday and yo holy. Yes, it's like that for sure.
She hit me up. I had to send it. She was like, Asaad, what is this? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send it to Jazzy. She cool people.
I just feel like that's crazy. Like I wasn't even in the thought. Like it wasn't even in the mind frame. Oh, you need to send that to her. That is crazy. Yeah.
That's how it works sometimes.
Yeah, but hey, it's okay. Now you know. I need all of that.
For sure.
Okay, so y'all are in insurance. Tough.
I mean, like everything, you just need to get in the rhythm. So insurance, that was an opportunity that one of my uncles had put me on. He like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not really doing too much at this time, and I am trying to make money. And he gave me a quick vehicle to make the type of money I was looking to make, really above my expectation. So it took a lot to get into it, but once you get in the door, then everything becomes easier. Like everything. Okay. So the process was basically I had to take this course, get a Texas certificate. After I got that, take some tests, pass those tests. Then that was a hassle. But it's really just based on how bad you want it, how bad you want to do it. And then after that, I was able to make my way to speaking to a recruiter once I qualified myself. And then from there, I went to West Irving, Texas, and Dallas. And I had learned the system. So they walked with me a little bit, making a little bit of mistakes because I wasn't used to talking to customers at that point on the phone. Once I got used to it, it was easy. Like, it don't matter what was said. I was able to, able to help a customer with whatever they needed help with. I was able to learn the system and just use my experience on the job, on hands training, and I was able to gain more confidence day by day by day by day. So that was my experience, and it was a lovely experience. I took some positives away. Definitely some harsh conversations.
Okay.
You know, but I was able to learn from it.
But tell them what type of insurance.
Oh yeah, so the type of insurance that I did was auto insurance. There's different branches of insurance. Like some people might be in the medical field, some people might deal with injury, some people might deal with life insurance, but I did auto, so just dealing with cars and collision.
Okay. Got another insurance guy over here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what you said about all them certificates and all that, but that stuff ain't no joke. So I'm currently in life insurance. I just had training yesterday for life insurance. So like you said, this getting the certificates, getting the taking the final exam, and all of those different things, you know, and remembering everything. Because my first course, I had to take 2 courses at least for continuing education, because I had a life insurance license prior and it expired, so I had to renew it. So continued education, the first course was about 480 questions total. That's that. Yeah,
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How much was like the course for those that would like to check into that?
For the course, honestly speaking, I think it was around $60, maybe $70, if that. Yeah, it wasn't really it wasn't too expensive or anything, especially to renew. To get the course, when I first did it, I was working through another company at the time. So yeah, I think they ended up taking care of it. So I just got the license, I did my study, and then I went out, I took my exam, and then all of that was covered. But for this one, to do the continued education, I had to pay for, like I said, 2 courses. And once I got those, it was because I'm in life insurance, so it was dealing with annuities, you know, ethics, all of those different things. Because insurance is a very ethics-based industry. It's very ethics-based, so you have to have a moral compass when you're dealing with insurance, or else you're gonna be in jail. So yeah, so I'm doing that currently right now. I'll be kind of doing something similar to him. I'll be calling. I'll be selling people life insurance, so I'll be talking on the phone with people. And the difference between this company and a lot of other companies is they provide leads for me. So with other life insurance companies, you have to go out and you have to go find leads. Generally, what they do is you go to family, friends, you know, at least in my personal experience with the company that I was working for at first, you go through family, friends, and then have them recommend people, you know. But this one, these are people that have opted in for wanting insurance, so you just call them and you basically close them. So I'm an insurance agent, but I'm also a remote closer in a sense as well.
Cool. Okay. So, what organization are you guys a part of?
So 2 for me, SIA, which is Success is Attainable. That is a network of artists, creatives, producers. It's like a team. Like it's like we want to be a super team, you know, and it's like we want to make it a global imprint of people that aspire to create art that's like it's ingenuity in it. Okay. Like it's creativity, and people are just trying to do different things to elevate consciousness.
All right.
So we do that with the music, we do that with production, we do that with even, you know, if you want to be an actor or just whatever you want to be, it has to be in the arts. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who are willing to do things like that. Right now, it is a tight-knit, close group. So we have official members, probably like 6 or 7 of us, and then we have people that are affiliated with us, meaning they work with us, but they're not members. You know what I'm saying? So it's different perks for sure, but we definitely getting that off the ground, and hopefully you guys will be hearing from us soon. It's a lot of content that we plan to drop.
Are you I guess I don't want to say opening but are you having people, are you accepting people? That's my question.
So we're open to conversations with people depending on their skill set, what they can bring to the table, and as far as them being members,
I like that you said. Look, that insurance getting to kick in. I like what you said. Yeah. We can have a conversation.
I like
that because just because you join, you apply, that don't mean that
it don't.
Yeah.
At all. So I'm saying that to say, like, we can have a conversation. That's the starting point. And then from there, you know, I assess, okay, you know what, you might be on to something, or I like where you're going, and then from there you might be affiliated with us. Then I feel like there's an extra step you would have to take to be like an official member, because a member's like you get to go to all of these meetings that we go to, and it's like you in there, you locked in. So there's levels to it for sure. But yeah, we open to taking people to see what they bring to the table.
All right, well, if you trying to lock in, you know, you can have a conversation.
We can have a conversation. For sure.
And what's the other one?
So the other one, and I'm excited about this one for sure, Nation Building Houston. So this is a collective of people who want to be the change they want to see. A lot of people talk about, oh, why my community not doing this? Or why are we like this as a people? But they're not actively going out to certain communities, certain neighborhoods who don't have what we have, and giving back and helping them with food, with people going back to school events, things of that nature, and just talking to the people, right? And making them feel heard, making them feel seen, and seeing what they need, and seeing more of what they want, and catering to them. So I think us planning social gathering events, us planning community service events that are coming up shortly for sure, it's more so open to like anybody who's interested in that type of thing.
I like that. Yeah. So I like what I like the whole idea about that, just because I've fed the homeless before, and something as selfless as that, it could go a long way.
It feeds the spirit.
Yeah, it really does. Like, I have a story time. So a couple of weeks ago, you know, I do my little thing on the side. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I do, but I do my thing. Had to meet some people.
Okay.
But I was asking the person that I had met up with, I was like, hey, you know, do you know anybody that's looking for some clothes? Because I was cleaning up my closet. I don't like to just be wasteful and just throw it in the trash. Like, somebody needs something. So I'm like, hey, do you know somebody that needs some clothes, this, that, and the third? And he was like, nah, I don't think so. I was like, okay. So I leave, I go downstairs, headed to my car, I see a lady outside. So I said, hey, miss, do you know somebody that needs some clothes? You know, I'm just giving away some clothes that I don't wear anymore, stuff like that. And she was just like, yes, I'm looking for some clothes. She was basically saying that she was homeless and all this other stuff. And I think it was, what holiday just passed up? Not Juneteenth, but the other one. It's like Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Gave her the clothes on Memorial Day. And I can honestly say it did something to me. Like, it made me feel good. Like, I don't think people really take the time to not be selfish and, you know, try to help the next person. So I like that. I think that I like what y'all doing. But yeah, I like that idea. I think, you know, y'all should join. If you want to be selfless, do something nice for somebody else, hey, this the man to talk to. All right, there we go.
For sure, yeah, definitely holler at me, and I'll be willing to have that conversation, let you know what we do, and we can get you on board. But also, I definitely wanted my brother. He's low key, but I wanted him to speak on SIA, his role, and just, you know, what we do.
Okay, Mr. Low Key.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, this the star of the show over here, man. So I play the background, supporting the role wherever he needs, you know, supporting that. So basically, SIA, of course, you know, the group stands for Success is Attainable. Like he's the whole description of what he gave about artists, producers, all of that stuff. We network. My role particularly is I have a how should I say this? I have an ear for music, so I don't know. I don't know my best way to describe it, but I can listen to a song and I can immediately know from the jump that, hey, this is a banger, or that this is what this is going to do, or that this needs something, that needs something. So I've done that for a couple of the artists, including, you know, Viz over here. We have another artist in there as well, and even one other shout out to my boy Suave Lee as well. I've done that for him as well. I also have a couple of artists, friends that are artists outside of SIA that I've been friends with. I've been friends with one of them for years. He just got signed to a music label, so shout out to him as well. Cozart, my boy. And I've done that. I've helped him as well, you know, with a couple of his tracks. So he's played me some of his unreleased stuff, and I'll be like, hey, add a little bit of this, add a little bit of that, da 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 da. Of course, he's the genius behind it all, you know, but I just add that little drizzle, spice. You know, yeah, that little drizzle and spice, you know, to make it and to make it a bit better than what it is. So that's kind of my role in it. You know, I help guide the artist in the best way, and even when it comes to the more so the business aspect of SIA, whether that becomes once we get to a point where we're selling merch, we're either doing particular business investments and things like that, then that's definitely where I shine. You know, I don't know too much. I can't. Obviously, I'm not a singer, so I can't sit here and say like, "Hey, you can't sing that or whatever." Oh man, stop it. I do a little something, but like I said, I'm nowhere near, like I said, some of the other artists that we have in there as well. So, you know, that's some of the stuff that I do. You know, I'm also affiliated with Nation Building as well. I'm in a couple of the groups that we do have. Once we start doing the things, just like he described, you know, once we start going out into the community, some of those things I'll be participating in as well. So. Yeah, man. That's a little bit of what I do. I'm Mr. Low Key. As he said.
Low Key. So, I like that. Something I want to get into. Tremont told me this yesterday, but I've already think about it before he even said anything. I want to get into DJing just because my music taste is very, you know, nice. You know, I'm always the DJ at the parties. You know, the playlist lady. Yeah, that's me. So I would definitely like to get to spinning something. You feel me? Soon.
Oh, let me see something.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Actually, I know a girl she's a DJ as well. So I'm pretty cool with her. I can send her a text and I can see kind of what are some barriers to entry to kind of get into DJing and all that kind of stuff.
I got a specific question I would ask her. What equipment do I need? I don't think I need nobody to teach me.
You ready to get right into it?
Oh, you ready to get right into it?
I'm the type of person, I have to do it to learn. I can't, you know, listen to you and you try to, no.
You hands-on?
Yeah, I'm hands-on. So, yeah.
Okay, for sure. I'll definitely ask her for you then. Yeah, and I'll get back to you with a response when she responds, all right? Yeah, I'll for sure do that for you.
So excited about that. Okay, but, yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
Sure.
I'm just offering the floor to anybody now.
What made you want to get into DJing?
Just because I like music. I interview a lot of artists on here, and not only just interview a lot of artists on here, I meet a lot of artists, and I listen to their music, I support them, but it's just like, hey, ain't nobody spinning your stuff, ain't nobody, you know, really curating to like the artists in Houston.
Gotcha.
And I really feel like it's some heat that we got here, and y'all ain't even trying to highlight them. Y'all want to highlight Drake and Rick
people
Ross
and
people that's already big. Like,
yeah.
Okay, their money is coming from Apple Music and all these other places. They money ain't stopping. You see Rick Ross with them wing stops, he ain't stopping. So why are you wasting your time, I guess, playing these people? Yeah, you getting paid. Well, are you getting paid to play them? Like, let's be serious. Are you seriously getting paid to play these people specifically?
They're probably not. Keep it 100.
Exactly, that's my point. So, like your face is your face is.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's not enough support here, or just like for upcoming artists, period. And it's like I go to a lot. Like lately, I've been going to like a lot of underground scenes. I feel like, and it's like, okay, you playing R&B, okay, you playing rap, but it's something new.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for something new, something that's gonna move the crowd.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You got a question, brother?
Nah, I no questions right now. I'm just listening,
all right,
taking it in.
Alrighty then. Oh, so I do have one. I have another one.
Okay.
And going back to spiritual warfare, and you were talking about some of the things that you had that you'd gone through, you know, in order to within spiritual warfare. What would you say is the biggest lesson that God has taught you throughout those times?
That's a good one.
Ooh, I'm gonna give you a 5 because I'm gonna give you 5 answers just because.
Go ahead, give me as many.
I don't think it's just one specifically. It's 5. No. I would say for one, take time for yourself and really just, I guess, sit, understand, think about why you're going through certain things, because sometimes it could be a pattern or something that you just keep doing over and over, and you never really just took time to really sit down with yourself, understand the underlying problem.
Correct.
2, it is only your problem. It's not anybody else's. And like, we we could, we could want you to, come along for the ride and thug this out with us. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's your journey. Like, it's not anybody else's.
It's on me.
It's on you.
Yeah.
3, try something different. Just because I feel like 9 times out of 10, you really in that situation because you be doing the same thing.
Correct.
So once you get to doing something different, your perspective might change, and like your life might end up changing for the better. 4, leave certain people alone. Leave certain people alone. And that's just like, I really have to tell myself that, like, you could feel so bad, like, dang, like, this really hurt my feelings or whatever. Like, oh, I just want to talk to this person. I just want this person around. But it's just like, hey, every time this person come around, shit don't be working.
That's a big one, though.
That's a big one.
That's a fact.
Like,
that's a fact.
Every time you're around, stuff don't go right. Yeah. But every time you're away, everything works out perfectly fine. That shit is sad. Like, that's heartbreaking, but it's reality. And I guess the last one is be real with yourself. Because ain't nobody else gonna be real with you like you are to yourself. Like, you can sugarcoat that shit for so long, but after you done, that you start feeling it.
Correct.
And you have to be real with yourself at that point. So, yeah, that's my vibe.
Good. Very, very interesting answer. I like that. Thank you.
Like, you're the interviewer. You have any questions after I said that?
Nah, the one question I do have, though, because I like this whole setup and I definitely support you, you know that. But where do you see this going next? Like, what is your overall goal with this? Where you want to take it?
I never been asked this before on the podcast. They ask me on a regular day-to-day.
Well, you on the hot seat.
Yeah, I want the hot seat. Okay, so eventually I would like my own podcast studio. And I would curate it to help upcoming I guess, like, creatives.
Okay.
Just because, like, a lot of stuff is high, and I understand. And not only just that, like, everybody can't afford equipment.
Correct.
Everybody can't afford a place to rent out or anything like that. So it's just like, hey, I know when I couldn't, I was just, I was doing it at my sister's apartment.
Got to start somewhere.
I got to start somewhere. So it's just like, I would do it to cater to them. Just because I know how hard it is. Hopefully, after that, I can expand and make it like a production, like a whole, I guess, like, I don't want to say TV production, because I definitely don't want to be on, like, regular TV.
Gotcha.
But, like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, who has, like, a real life production. Like, I don't really even just know anybody. Like, everybody got their podcast. Even, What's his name? Cam Newton. Cam Newton has a podcast. His whole little setup is nice, and third, but I don't think that he has, like, a whole building or anything just for him. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's ambitious. Definitely something to aim for.
You can get it.
For sure.
I believe so.
Yeah, you can get it.
So, this is the conclusion to the More Life Pod. So now I got some questions for y'all. Now,
sure. Let's do it.
I'm back with it. So, what are 3 things? Well, three life tips that you would give somebody?
3 life tips. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The number 1, put God at the center. God is the key. And it's cliche to say that, but for me, it's not really cliche, because it's something that can really help you with your life, and understanding that He created you for a reason, and He created you with a special gift that He's giving you. So since He's giving you that gift, you're obligated, in my humble opinion, to utilize that gift to help other people. You have to figure that out, and knowing that when you do help other people, that's not just you. That's God working through you. So keep that in mind, and always give Him credit, because He is the creator. The second thing is, you have to be obsessed, or not even necessarily obsessed, but you have to love being uncomfortable. Because if you stay comfortable, then that's synonymous with being stagnant, and you're staying in a position, or you're going backwards from where you were. And the objective is to keep moving forward, and you have to have a certain level of tenacity when you attack obstacles that are in your path, when you attack blockers that are trying to block you from getting to that next level. So you have to really just be aggressive, persistent, and diligent when it comes to that sort of thing. And then third thing is your circle is everything. Network is truly your net worth. You know, so the people that you're around, like I got good people around me. I got Rafi, I got Ishmael, I got Elijah, I got Tremon, camera guy. I got just all my brothers. They know who they are. I don't got to say their name, but it's always love. And I know that we're going to the next level because our mindset is very similar. And we all want, even if we do different things, like one could be an engineer, one can be an architect, one can be a chef, whatever we do, because we got a lot of different talent and that's appreciated. But it's like we all want to be great at what it is that we do. So you don't want to be around people that they don't have nothing going on. The intentionality is not there. It's like they don't even know what their purpose is. They're just drifters. You want to go with people that are trying to aim for the highest level, the highest top. You know, so that's really how I feel about it. And those are my 3 tips to you guys.
All right. Gotta clap that one up. That
was good, brother. I'm gonna have to steal one of them for you. You know. So yeah, the 3 I would give, I would definitely agree with everything that he said. In regards to all 3 of his tips, the one that I will steal is definitely to put God first. I will say, and even for people who are, you know, their faith is not necessarily as high as someone who practices that on a regular basis. And I can only say that from personal experience because my faith has grown over the course of time. I've always believed, you know, but it's different from believing and when you actually see it.
Yes.
It's a difference. And you have to see it, and you have to see, the only way that you're going to see it is if you're tested. Yeah, the only way that you're going to see it is unless you get tested. So I would say personally, you definitely keep God first in a lot of your scenarios. And I would say my second tip would be to be authentic.
Yes.
Be real. Do not sugarcoat yourself for anybody, because once you start sugarcoating yourself for people, then you start putting yourself in places you have to smile when you don't really want to smile, you know, and because everybody follows the crowd and most people don't want to be different. When you stay authentic, then and be comfortable being authentic, then the people that are going to rock with you are the people that are going to rock with you because they know that's who you are as an individual. And my third tip will be life is about perception. It's also about finding out, like he said, who you are and all of that. But when things happen, as I made this earlier, when things happen to you, always look for, what is this trying to teach me? What is the lesson to learn in this scenario? You know, just like Jazzy said earlier, like when she described her breakup, like it didn't happen to her, it happened for her. So that's a perspective change in that scenario. So regardless of all of the hard scenarios that you go through, the positives and the negatives, if it's negative, because life is going to be full of ups and downs and constant ups and downs. In the moment that you think that things are cool, things are stable, then and every time you sit here and you think that things are going to get comfortable, God is going to make you uncomfortable, which kind of goes into another point that he said. And always think when you have that time that you're feeling uncomfortable and you have that time wherein things are a bit rocky, always look for the light at the end of the tunnel. Always be comfortable riding the waves. Be comfortable understanding that, hey, I need to look at this as a test. God is trying to test me to do something. Even the times I've been in scenarios wherein I've had to get tested. I mean, personally, I've had times where I've been out on my own by myself, you know. So I could have looked at that scenario like, dang, all of this is happening to me, or I took on the mindset, which I'm telling you all about, that hey, God is trying to test me. So let me step up to the plate. Let me not run away from the plate. Let me step up to what it is, and let me bring, and through that test, the gifts that he planted in me, let me flourish and prove to him that I can be the person that you created me to be. So those are the 3 tips that I would definitely give to you all.
Jesus Christ. I want to piggyback off what you said about like your network, man, like your network.
Yeah.
That is very true. Just because, like, you can hang around people, or I wouldn't say think that people are your friend. They might, like, truly be your friend, but they might not be good for where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
And people can really block your blessings. And, hey, don't let your blessings get blocked.
You don't want that.
Nah, that's not blocked. 2, I'm going to piggyback off of you. You said something about, I guess, seeing the finished product. I don't think it's anything like a finished product. Just because, yeah, we recording the episode right now, but it ain't nothing like me uploading and posting it and it being finished. Like, that's different. You uploading your content after it's done, that hit different. Like, that's just like the same thing with you writing a song and you listening to the finished product of the song, or you with the insurance closing out a sale and looking at that check. So it's the same thing. It's a finished product, and I feel like if you don't start, you'll never get there. 3, I would say be honest with yourself, because a lot of times we sit in contentment and think that, like, that's cool, or we're gonna get there eventually, this, that. No, get your ass up. Get your ass up. I don't care if that's to the gym. I don't care if that's to make it to a networking event. I don't care what it's for. Get your ass up and go do it, because the more time you up here fiddling around wasting your time already passed you out. Time don't wait for no man.
You don't get it back.
And you don't get it back. So
Sure don't.
That's my 3. So I just wanted to say I appreciate y'all for coming on here. Very excited. I can't wait to this drop. I might gotta drop this, Sunday. You know, immediately.
Yeah, this gotta drop immediately for sure.
But yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And y'all have to shout out y'all Instagram and handles and stuff like that, the Apple Music, wherever they need to find you at. Shout that out, please.
For sure. So my Twitter is Saad2Real. I'm gonna spell it out for y'all. SAADTOOREAL. Get with me on that app. I definitely be on that app. And then I made a new Instagram. This is where I'm going to be posting all my content, and just keep you be able to keep updates with me. It's Asaad M, so ASAAD M 2024. So Asaad M 2024 for my Instagram and Twitter. Those are the primary social media platforms that I use.
Wait, pause. You ain't do the Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Yeah, are you gonna drop the song on Viz, or
So yeah, Viz, V.I.Z. That's Viz. I already got a project. If y'all haven't heard it, y'all can check it out. Desperate Measures. I've gotten a lot of good reviews from that project, but just tap in and see if you like it.
Alrighty. My Twitter, and you can find me on social media. The two biggest platforms that I'm on right now are currently Instagram and Twitter. So just like him, I'm on Twitter too. So we running the Twitter Spaces and all that. Yeah, we running Twitter Spaces and all that kind of stuff. That's what we do. So my Twitter is R Muhammad, and that's RMUHAMMAD 456, and Instagram is King Rafi 123. So.
Wow, that sounds so like you couldn't find you just typed them 1, 2, 3.
It does the job.
Yeah, it does the job. I couldn't find none. Every other name was taken, so I was like, you know what? Let me just put this here. I ain't got time. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you and bye.